How long is it going to take to learn ICT stuff? You know, I have shared something, two things actually, that allows you to go out there and literally start making profitable decisions. I'm going to say it that way. Okay. And the reason why I teach that it's going to take you a couple years to get good at this. That doesn't mean it's going to take you a couple years to make money. Because if you follow the videos and you do the things I'm telling you to do, inside of 6 months, you literally can go out there and find consistency. Now, would it be prudent or would it be responsible of me to assume that all of you that are listening to me on these videos and lectures, that you all are going to have the same results? Obviously not. Okay, but one of the most, well, it's believed by them, uh, marketers of services, um, an alternative way of trading. There's lots of them, and I'm not saying they can't be profitable, but for the folks that want to tread into these areas that I laid down for everyone to participate in learning, to do what I can do, and you've seen the executions, you've seen how I've traded, and I can trade up, down all day long, and that type of stuff takes years. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be that good. And some of you really want to do that, but that would take years to get good at. And to make money, to go out there and start putting down paper in your bank account that's spendable, real money, not market replay reports, not demo, not funded account challenges where you can't spend that money. All those types of things, they're useful in the beginning and you have to have them. And the important factor is not that you can be exceedingly profitable in that stage. It's for you to discover what is going to hold you back. And if you try to ignore those things or pretend that they're not there, profitability will evade you no matter what you try to learn, whether it be my approach to trading, whether it be someone else's stuff, whether it be an automated thing. You'll find some way to mess it up if you have character flaws that need to be addressed. So to answer the short question, I believe that it would take someone 6 months. That's the fastest, in my opinion, the fastest way using what I've taught to find consistency. Now, you have to be an exemplary student and have some understanding before meeting me to be in that league. And I'm not setting a bar for everyone to try to, well, ICT said I got to do it in 6 months or I'm failing. No, I'm saying that it's going to take you at a minimum 6 months, because how can you back test for 3 months and then forward test at least 3 months and not have at least 6 months? Like you have to do those types of things. And while anybody can go out there and say, look at this pattern, okay, look at this pattern, or look at this thing that I got here that's going to tell you when to buy and sell. Whatever that is, it's going to have losing streaks. Everything will. If I look at um, if I look at one market and I try to trade every fluctuation, that means everything, every ebb and flow of a 1 minute chart or a 15-second chart, and let's just say I take 50 trades in a day in one trading session from the beginning of the day to the end of the trading day, and there was 50 transactions. I might have 20 losing trades in there that may not be something that you would agree on. Like, why did he take that trade? Because I'm reading actual price action and I'm trying to force myself to be in more trades that's necessary. Whereas what I try to teach my students and all of you listening is I want you to find setups that will be like the cream of the crop, the best of the best. You want that one good trade, that one good setup for your session. You're not trying to rush into any little thing that might resemble something that's either been shown by me or other people, or wait for something to start moving and you think it's confirmation. See, those things are very problematic in the beginning because you're in a hurry to learn how to make money. And you're in a hurry to be like what you see everyone else online showing these payouts and supposedly these are the numbers they made for the day, but you're not really watching them trade. So You have to take a lot of things that people say online with a grain of salt. And now because people are seeing me show a live account and they're not the $1,000 day and now backpedaling to let's only try to get a $750 day. These influencers, these gurus, these people that need to sell their stuff, they're going to come at you at different angles, especially after November. And while it's not my intention to try to shit on anybody and say, don't buy anybody else's service. I mean, you're welcome to do anything you want to do. But the topic is, how long do I, inner circle trader, how long do I believe it's going to take for someone to start making money? Minimum 6 months. I tell everybody that it's going to take you about a year because I want you to see a full year. I want you to see all the seasonal influences. And then what you learn from that, you're going to start building a model around how you're going to trade the following year. And in that second year, that's where your best learning is going to occur because you'll have a foundation that's been forged over a full year of seeing seasonal tendencies that come in, the factors that are going to influence you, what areas are going to entice you through greed and fear. See that's the thing that you don't realize that the influencers are hiding from you. Anyone that's trying to sell you something to get you into a service, a community that you have to pay for, a different kind of a trading approach or whatever it is, or something that's automated. Whatever it is, they're always going to take your attention away from that personal growth period because that's the thing that everybody has to wrestle with. And that is the very thing that's going to cause you to quit. If everyone that has a trading opportunity or setup or a method of trading that can be profitable, 50-50, okay? If they have a 50% chance of profitability, as long as you have sound money management, you can be wildly profitable with that. I'll go one step further. If they can be profitable 30% of the time and lose 70% of the time. Now, some of you are cringing, like, what the hell? There ain't no way. There's people out there to do it. And here's the thing, there's a lot of my students that come in wanting to learn the precision aspects that I'm teaching, and they want to mimic the consistency I'm showing, the amounts of money that you see me pulling down now, what my students are pulling down. You all want to go out there and you want to start doing it. And then when you start actually doing it and you are profitable, if you really looked at your traders' results and your stats, you're not hitting 70%. You're not hitting 60. You're not hitting 50. Sometimes you're less than 50%, but you're still profitable. But you're going to do what? You're going to put blinders on. You're going to pretend that that's not really there because, hey, I'm making money. And that's what I'm talking about. Those types of things they're growing pains. Your accuracy is going to increase over time. In 2 years, when I say it's going to take you about 2 years or more for some of you to get really good at this. Does that mean you can't be profitable before that? No. But it's a nice little marketing ploy for someone that's trying to come up as a guru. There is no substitute for experience. And you have to get the experience honestly. It can't be lent. It can't be borrowed. It can't be faked. You have to really acquire it. And when you're looking at the markets and understanding the real risks that are inherent with trading and speculation, you have to be honest with yourself and give yourself time. Treat it like a PhD level education rather, because you're executing in markets that are highly manipulated in a time when the markets and the world is totally fucked up right now. It's hard. It's very hard to filter out all the bullshit and nonsense that's going on. And if you have, like, for instance, me, you have something that happens in your life that you don't see coming, comes out of left field, and it totally messes with your head, and you can't focus. You can't trade. What do you do? Are you going to plop down and just say, well, I need to feel good about whatever it is I'm going through and be distracted by it and take trades and not follow a model, not follow a plan, and then get the results that you don't want? See, you won't understand or appreciate that coming out of a 1 week workshop or a 40-day training program, looking at yin and yang fucking symbols. None of that stuff, none of that is going to help you. Being in the charts, studying it, and discovering the weaknesses that you have, and all of us have them. I still have weaknesses that I have to wrestle. I have to subdue these things. I'm angry that this took place in my personal life. I'm angry that my son hurt himself. I'm thankful that he's still with us. And I want to go out here today and literally make $100,000 and shove it up the ass of everybody that fucking has anything to say about me. But I know that that's my anger. And I'm going to see things that I want to see. And you won't understand that in your first few months. You won't understand that about yourself in the first year. But you're sure as hell going to know about it in your second year because you'll have a baseline to look back and say, hey, look at this. This is what I did because I journaled this, and this is what I was feeling at the time. This is what was going on in my personal life. These were my fears and my concerns, and this was my goals for that time. And I didn't hit it, and I didn't feel good about it, and it made me reckless. It made me impulsive. So fuck all these gurus bullshit. Okay, talking about how it takes too long to learn ICT. Go fuck yourself. If you don't want to learn how to do this, go play games with somebody else. Go play games with someone else. Okay, because you're still gonna wreck your fucking ass doing whatever it is that they're trying to have you do. You can get lucky, folks. There's people that get lucky all the time, and they have to reset their fucking combines. They get an account and they blow it. The numbers aren't matching. It ain't the same account. They're playing in market replay. They're playing in demo. They're calling it live. It ain't. You're not seeing executions. They're pointing out a chart. They're laying over the long position or the short position thing on Trading View. That's not trades. And they're going to give you advice. They're going to tell you. These people are not millionaires. These people are not making real money. But you're going to allow them to influence you and tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tickle your ears and tell you, don't waste your time with that stuff. You can learn how to do this quicker. You know what? Quicker kills. Quicker kills. You cannot speed up proper education. You cannot speed up excellence. You cannot speed it up. It's going to come at the pace that you need and you require for yourself. And if you don't see that now, you will once you go through it. And you're going to see, looking back, how you made it harder for yourself by trying to go faster through it because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to go through growing pains. I'm going to be traveling through my house here, so give me a couple of seconds here. My wife just woke up, and the puppies, we've been making the mistake of letting them sleep with us because they cry all night long and they want to be next to me. And I left them in there with her, and now they realize I'm not there. So now she's got to tend to them. So I'm going up to my office to hopefully have a little bit more quiet. But I was trying to get out here early enough to allow myself to talk to y'all and still be able to get what I got to get done during the day. But how long is it going to take for you to make money? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, if you want to make $750 a day, you can go there and watch a couple of YouTube videos. It's done. You don't need some Mickey Mouse Algo Box bullshit. You don't need to join the vice services, the communities. You sit down, turn your charts on. What's happening between 10 o'clock and 11? What's happening between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon? What's happening between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning? London session. That setup's there every day, folks. Every single day. Now, some of you want to over leverage that because you want that whole career. You want that winner's circle feeling, that moment of, yes, I'm killing it. I made it. Everybody's going to respect me. I'm going to put this on social media. I'm going to be established. You're putting all that, you're funneling all that emotion that psychological impact that you want to have on yourself. And you're lying to yourself saying it's the outside people, the people who are going to see me. They need to see this. No, you do. And if you feel that, you're not ready. You're not ready. You will absolutely blow your accounts. You will absolutely cause serious drawdown because you're trading for all the wrong reasons. You're not going to discover that in a 1 week boot camp. You're not going to find that in a 40-day algo box bullshit. You're not going to find that in any other thing that tries to go quick, fast paced. You're not going to get it like that. I got lucky for 9 months. 9 months, folks. It's real easy to believe your shit don't stink after that. And then suddenly the market does what the market will do, humbles you. And it became a revenge plot. I tried everything to make what I was trying to use prior to work, and it wouldn't. And then I discovered how the markets really work. And then I discovered how I mess it up. I knew how the markets worked at some stage beyond what everybody else understands as retail. And here's a reminder, I'm putting a video out before I close up shop. It will be a very clear $5,000 reward for someone to come out there and find my stuff in writing or in video prior to 1996. I'm tired of reading all these little assholes in other people's YouTube comment sections saying it's rebranded. And, motherfucker came out there one time and said, here's where the breaker is. Here is where the reaper is. Here's what he's took this from. Here's the order block. None of you know what the fucking order block is. It's not a fucking supply and demand zone. Hello. So that way I can tie up that loose string too. And by the way, Robin's Cup, where the fuck's Vinny? Vinny, where are you at, bro? You're supposed to be storming on in there. Come on, man. I ain't forgot about you, baby. Let's go. We got time. We can do this. If you want to start next year, I can do it quietly, not have to be on social media. I'll beat your ass. Let's go. Stop making all your bullshit little fucking videos and your community posts. Bring it, bitch. All this pursuit to try to make money, all these influencers are going to be coming at you harder when things get harder. When it's harder to get a dime out of their jobs, out of their sales, they're going to come at you at every angle. But where's their breadwinners? Where's their ponies? Where's the thoroughbreds in their fold that's coming out there and saying, here's what we're doing with their stuff? It's not happening. It's not happening. It's crickets. $500 payouts, $2,000 payouts, and then you don't ever hear them again. They just fade away. And that's why I preach to all of you. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for you to get that funded account combine passed and you get that little certificate and it feels great. That's a report card. That's great. You didn't do shit yet. Don't forget that. You didn't do shit yet. You just got to the dance. You just showed up. Now you got to walk and do everything and have the tug of war inside. Oh no, what if my trade doesn't pan out? Is it going to go to my stop if you even placed one? And how it feels when you're just right before your limit order is going to get filled and it goes up there and touches and just the spread between the bid and the ask won't let it fill. And it backs off 6 or 7 handles. Are you going to freak out and abandon the trade and kill it there? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. Even if it comes back against me, I'm okay because everything's not riding on this one trade. You can't learn that in 40 days about yourself. You cannot learn that in a 1 week boot camp bullshit. You have to have months of it, journaling it and discovering who you are. I swear to you, if there was a faster way of doing it, I would have already put it out there. I already would have done it. There is no other way to learn all this stuff. If you want to learn, what it is I'm providing and producing, you don't need to know everything. Okay, and that sounds like I'm hiding something. Like, I'm not trying to give you that little edge. I saw somebody talk about how ICT doesn't teach market structure. Are you out of your fucking mind? Even the stuff that people are talking about market structure right now, that's not even market structure. Nobody, and I'm telling you, Dave, this is including you, brother. There ain't a motherfucker out there that's teaching market structure that I'm teaching. Okay. There's institutional market structure that I'm giving you small little pieces of, small little like puzzle pieces, but you have to look at them compartmentalized to understand what it is you should be looking. It's not higher, high, higher, low, and then a break of structure. That don't mean shit. Many times that's just a run on stops and it continues. And for the folks that ask questions about that, how do you know it's not a shift in market structure or running on stops? Market structure, narrative, both have to be in agreement. You're going to learn that in a week? You're going to learn that in 40 days? Fuck no, you're not. Okay. You need to see time and price over a large sample size, minimum 6 months. Minimum. Why 6 months, Michael? What's the thing? Because you're going to see at least one of the spring or fall seasonal tendencies. Think about it. You're going to see it. You're going to see one of them. And here's the thing: I have students that make their career just in spring, and once they make all their money, they're done. They don't give two shits what's going to happen the rest of the year. I have more students that do that type of style of trading in the fall. They don't do anything. They spend time doing whatever they want to do in the first spring, summer. They ain't worried about shit. And then come fall, which is what we're about to start next week, they do all their work. They run their business. They operate their whole speculation around those months. And the end of the year, they're done. They pack it in. That's it. It's over. Someone's going to say, oh, that's the stupidest thing ever. These motherfuckers are making more than you do in a year, in a week. Complainers, talkers, shit smackers. Get the fuck out of here. It's going to get absurd come November. Everybody's going to come in there and try to fill this void. And they're going to try to deviate your attention away from it. Don't. If you're here to learn, stay with it. I'm not going to be here. Okay. I'm not going to be here, but I'm just reminding you that everybody is going to be jockeying. And you can see them now. They're all on Twitter. They're all trying to be that guy that's going to come in there and be the substitute teacher. You don't need a substitute teacher, folks. When I'm done and I do my last Twitter space on November 11th, my final Shotgun Saturday, you'll have everything in my opinion that you'll ever need. You don't need to buy a book from me. Okay, you don't need to do that. As a reminder, those books are just for me to place my fingerprint on it, and you'll see everybody else that heard I'm rushed out there on Amazon to make books and parrot what I said in my mentorship videos and lecture notes. They're incomplete. And I've done that on purpose. I can't write books while I was mentoring. It's too many things to worry about and juggle. Too many user groups, too many people, too many personalities. And when you try to do this for a living, hopefully you won't be caught up in the pursuit of trying to get rich too fast. Because look at whatever it is that you make at your job. I know it's not enough. Even for the folks that are like surgeons in my mentorship that do very, very well. They can say they're happy with what they earn, but if they could make more, they would be very pleased to do it. So enough is never enough when it comes to earning potential. But when you're learning, when you're trying to find consistency, when you're trying to find your way through this for profitability, you got to determine a low threshold for enough. Like you have to find that for yourself and be content with that, and then stretch gently outside that boundary for the next objective that you're going to strive for. because you don't know where that threshold is that's going to cause you to snap and you break away from rules. And there's that little sweet spot that you have to discover for yourself. Nobody has ever talked about it. Mark Douglas ain't said shit about it. No disrespect to the man. I know his book is referred to as Trader Psychology Bible. A lot of good points in it. But there's a point at which where when you go through your approach to trading, whatever that model is, whatever that thing it is that you're using to get the buy and sell signals that's generating in your screens that tells you to do something, whether it's manually decided discretionary trading or if it's automated and it's generated by some kind of a you know EA or an algorithm that spits out something that tells you to do this or do that. Whatever it is that you're doing, when you're applying real risk to it, and you got money behind it, when that happens, your focus is going to be drawn to the results of the trade. And that transition from when you're trading with no money and you're just tape reading, you're just watching, reading price, then you're demo trading, or maybe I should say it this way, paper trading. Before you get to that stage, you want to be doing like mock backup and look at the old data, like a market replay type thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I just, you know, I have to be very careful how I say it because I know it's helped a lot of my students and they found profitability after doing exercises with those things. So in recent months, I've applied it as a step, but it's never really been a step, in my teachings. And I've had profitable students, without the necessary requirement of using market replay. But truth be told, if I had the access to that when I was coming up, I would have worn it out. Like I would have used it a lot. And I believe it would have helped me. But I'm an old dog. It's hard to learn, new tricks. I have a way, okay, and my way I think is superior to everybody else's, and that's the part that pisses people off. And I get it, but it'll go away in November. But you have to find that sweet spot in your execution with real money. Where do you separate yourself from following the rules of the model? Like where does that happen? What do I mean by that? Let's just for the sake of discussion here, let's just say that Brian, there is no Brian, it's just some proverbial imaginary person I'm using for the case study here, just like Carl. There is no Carl, but you all know him at work. Brian sets out to learn how to do ICT type trading. He watches videos. He really watches the videos. He doesn't just skim through them. He doesn't fall asleep. He doesn't use them as lullabies. He's going through and he's taking notes, copious amounts of notes. And then once he takes the notes, he's referring to those notes and thinking to himself, how does this apply to me? What would I do with this information? How would I really use this information? Would I be really adhering to this idea, or would I be undisciplined and ignore it? Would I be organized to have my chart set up to anticipate something happening within a 60-minute window? Would I be likely to abandon this approach or model, whatever it is that you're trying to trade with? Because I have lots of ways of using the PD arrays. Would you quickly abandon one of them to go for another one because you've watched another student? So this is what I did. And you want to do that, not knowing that what you're trying to learn can produce the same types of results too. It's just the money management aspect. That part is hard for some of you. And in fact, if I was honest, I think it's hard for most of you because you want to get to the doing, the making of the money, being part of that crowd. That crowd that has consistent, profitable traders that reside in it, whether it be my community or another, they earned it. They earned that. It's not flash in a pan. It's not over leverage, get through a combine, get funded, get lucky after losing several dozens of funded accounts and just resetting and then finally getting one. And then that's the one you're going to show online. I have students that do that. I'm not going to point them out, but they've done that. And they didn't say they lost beforehand. I wish they would have done that. That's actually more encouraging. Not just here's the receipts. Your stuff works, ICT. I already know it works. I don't need the confirmation. Other people don't need, they see it. Regardless of how many times somebody blows their combine trying to get to it. If they were honest, they'll tell you when they blew the combine or they blew their live account, funded account, let's call it that, they deviated from their model and they went rogue. They went reckless. They started doing stuff that was outside of what they should have been doing. But to say that out loud online or communicate that to me publicly, I mean, they'll say it to me in a private message in TradingView. They'll send it to me in an email that I probably won't get to forever. But they won't do it openly because they know they'll be ridiculed. And that makes this business hard, really hard, because you're trying to make it about image. You're trying to make it about money earned before you're ready to. If I was a shyster, if I was a con artist, I would have laced this stuff to make it sound like it's get rich quick. And I could have sat in here and told you, okay, it's going to go up from here and we're going to buy it here and we're going to sell it here. We're going to take our partials here. Here's where our stop is. Roll your stop here. I could do that. And a large portion of you would all think that you were good traders flexing online. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ain't like us. Or ICT, baby. We're representing. Throwing your gang signs up. Because you would be living vicariously as a trader through what I'm providing. As a 20-year-old, that was exactly what I intended to do. Because team mentality is very, very strong when it comes to competition type things. Look at sports. I don't like sports. I don't like baseball. I don't like football. I wear a Yankee cap once in a while. I'm not a Yankee fan. I couldn't tell you one player's name on the Yankee team. For $1 billion, I couldn't tell you. I just think it's an all-American type thing, and I like the logo. But the team mentality, when you're marketing something, real strong, real strong. And I know that that is useful from a marketing standpoint. And you have fallen victim to other people that have done that, throwing materialistic things, cars and whatnot, to try to get your attention. And when I teach and when I've talked about things, and I've never ran ads, I just said, my shit's better than everything else. Come prove otherwise. And nobody has. And word of mouth, it's spread. You, in your pursuits of trading, would have been caught up in that if I just would have said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to trade this. As much as you would all love me more for doing so, all I would be doing is holding you back. I have students out there that are getting ready to cross over the $1 million net profit threshold only from YouTube. Let me say that again. I have students that are about to cross over $1 million fucking dollars in net profits, not fucking market replay, not demo dollars, not combine money, real fucking money. Where's the $1 million fucking students anywhere else? I told you, folks. I fucking told you. If you listened, you follow the rules and you learn about yourself, discover what it is it's going to cause you to go off the rails. And then you fight really hard to not do that. Everything that you're looking to do will come to you in its perfect timing. It's going to be perfectly timed when you get there and you are finding your consistently profitable model. We are never going to change anything. You're not going to change shit. You don't care. You don't care what I'm writing in a book. You don't give a shit about watching my old videos anymore. You're not going to go back and learn something a little bit more about. You're done. You found that thing, just like your job when you go to work. They expect you to do the same thing every workday for the most part. And then if you put your time in and you prostitute yourself, you get paid out at the end of the week or every 2 weeks. How long did you submit to waiting to get that skill set to learn to do the job you're doing right now? How long did it take for you to get over that butterfly feeling of, I gotta learn this job so that way I know I'm confident that I won't be made redundant and fired. Are you thinking about trading the same way? If not, why not? That's a process. You went through and you submitted to a process with a goal in mind that was a deferred result that was not assured to you. It was not promised that you would have gainful employment. It was not promised to you. The opportunity was laid before you. Trading is just like that for all of us. Today, later today, there'll be a market driver at 8:30. You'll either not be a participant of it or you'll fall victim to it. And you'll have experience from that. All of that allows you to build more understanding about how you are going to engage with these markets. Some of you that are highly organized, highly disciplined, and it's a small portion of you because by far and large, humans are not generally those types of characteristics predominantly in any one of us, really. That's an exceptional breed. I'm not that. I had to do those things and force myself to do that because my attention is easily diverted. I have a very short attention span. I'm easily irritated, bipolar. I have all kinds of reasons that make it harder for me. And they're not fucking decisions. Okay. They're impulses that I can't control. Once something starts happening, I gotta run after it. I gotta chase it. You're gonna discover that's probably something that you never discovered about yourself. And you can't let that occur in your trading. Otherwise, it will undermine you. It'll undermine your development. Even if you are profitable, all it takes is a small episode for that to happen. If you have no discipline, you have no self control, and you are reckless, you can undermine a week's worth, a month, or an entire account. You can be done one day. I've let my kids trade live accounts to teach them what it feels like to watch real money. I've let them do it. I've let them do it. And one of them, 2 years ago in July, went through $42,000. I sat right there and watched them do it. Oh, that's bullshit. Who would do that? Me. I would. I want them to understand that that was real money that they went through. Buy and sell as much as you want. Do what you want to do. But understand at the end of this day, whatever you've done, this is what it cost or this is what you made. And I want you to tell me what you feel like. What does it feel like? How many of you know what it feels like to lose $42,000 in 2 hours and 15 minutes or so? Hmm. Sobering, isn't it? I want all of you to respect the risk. The only way you're going to respect that risk is for you to go through this process properly, not speedy, not quickly, not if I run through it quick enough, the devil won't know I'm here. That's not how this works, man. You got to let the flames singe your ass a few times, burn the hairs off of it. And sometimes it doesn't smell good, but you'll remember it. You'll remember. Yeah, last time I traded this kind of fucking shit, I didn't use a stop loss and that thing just ran real quick. 30 handles. It just blew up against me. 30 handles. If I would have had to stop, I only would have lost 12. And by the time I got out of it, it's 30 plus against me and still running. See, in the beginning, you don't think that's ever going to happen to you. You think that's never going to happen to you. You're the exception. I thought that shit too until the market chapped my ass dozens of times. I was stubborn. It took a lot for me to learn these types of things because, you know, if there's a guy out there that's going to crack all this stuff, it's going to be me, right? And I did a lot of things that caused me harm and pain. And you're not going to know what they are for you or when you're going to learn them. But if you're consistently applying yourself to the markets every single market day in one capacity or another, whether it be in hindsight, because you're working, going to school or whatever, or if you're doing it live, either way, once you get to about 2 years into this, I am confident as a trader, I'm confident as an educator, I'm confident as a human being. 2 years doing something properly, you will have a baseline that you can really lean on in terms of your personal experience. I'm not fucking talking about what happened in a chart. That means what you have been doing from day one. Have you been playing around Mickey Mouse bullshit, playing in the sandbox, goofing off, buying something, selling something because you just think, well, I just feel like it's probably going to go down. That's not trading. That's gambling. That's fucking gambling. Are you looking at the chart and thinking, oh, well, if I do this, it's probably going to do that? If you're doing that, you're gambling. You have to know exactly what you're looking for. That's the reason why I teach the way I teach. That's why I'm long winded, because this is how you make fucking money consistently, not flash in a pan. Anybody can go out there and say, here, look at this. If the moving average on the 9 EMA is above the 18 EMA, and it's been like that for the last 2 weeks on a daily chart, if the opening price tomorrow on a Monday or Tuesday gets traded below and then rallies above the opening price after 10 o'clock in the morning, if you buy the first bear value gap, you can hold that until 3 o'clock in the afternoon and be profitable. Hello, I just gave you a fucking model. And it has indicators. It has rules. Don't risk more than 1%. I guarantee you can pass combines with it. I guarantee you can quit your job. I guarantee you will be consistently profitable if you can stick to it. But can you? I can take everybody else's bullshit out there and turn it into rocket fuel. Why? Because I know how these markets work and I know me. I know me. I know when their shit's going to fail and I know when it has the probability of working. They don't. That's why they talk about things being random. Shit's random. You got to do this. You don't never know what's going to happen. The market doesn't have any rhyme or reason. That's horseshit. And you won't know that in a 40-day program. You won't learn that in a 1 week boot camp. You won't learn that in less than 6 months. You got to be around somebody that understands, obviously, the way people think, how they're going to mess things up, and have messed it up themselves and found the other side, doing it correctly, proving it can be done with real fucking money. Demo baller put his demo account away. Where's the excuses now? Where's the excuses? A lot of backpedaling. $750 daily goals. Where's the big money at? I think everybody should start doing $25,000 days. The first person that can't do it is a bitch. How about that for a challenge? How's that? Hashtag $25,000 days. First one that can't fucking do it consistently is a bitch. How's that? Let's see who the fuck really knows what's going on. I'm telling you, motherfuckers, I'm stepping out of here in November, and nobody ain't doing shit. Nobody. But you're gonna listen to fools. You're gonna listen to people that are fucking broke, just discovering what it feels like to have money because they're selling something. That's the part I can't wait to get the fuck away from. It pisses me off. It makes me want to do things online that makes it look like I need the attention. I don't need the attention. I don't want the fucking attention. I can't wait to leave it. But you're going to get caught up. If you're not careful, you're going to get caught up watching some Mickey Mouse shit, listening to some dumbass fucking clown. It's going to lead you down the primrose lane, and it's going to undermine any progress that you've made right now or stifle any real proper progress. Making money is easy. It's so fucking easy. It's ridiculous. You are going to fuck it up. Like everybody else that ever does it and fails, they are the problem. But the weak-minded individuals are going to say, yeah, well, he didn't teach me this, or this thing didn't do what it was supposed to do. This indicator didn't plot it right here, and this, everything's this, that, thing. It's against me, and it's all rigged, and therefore I can't do it. It's rigged, and you can do it. That's the difference. I don't know why you people are arguing against me that there isn't an algorithm. It is absolutely an algorithm. It's advantageous for you to understand that, and when you do know that, it has parameters it has to operate within. It makes it more likely that what you think may happen is likely to happen versus some random bullshit that's going to come out of nowhere. I'm not saying that there can't be those types of things, these black swan events or over exaggerations in a market report or a data driver that comes out like 8:30 news embargo lifts and something comes out, red report, maybe an orange level report that comes out and it becomes a little bit overzealous in its delivery and price. That's intervention. That's manual intervention. You don't know when and how, what degree it's going to be impacting the market. That's the risk. That's the risk. Even with my stuff, you don't know. I don't know when Brett's going to pull up and say, "Hey, you know what, ICT? I saw your fucking commentary, and guess what we're going to do today? Rip the other direction." But then it eventually comes and goes where I want it to go. But that one day will change everybody's minds. That one day, that one little fluctuation in price, it might be a couple hundred handles, but eventually it goes where I want it to go. See, short term is intended to upset sentiment. That's what it's there for. These lower time frame fluctuations, that's not randomness. That is absolutely not randomness. It's all going in a specific manner to upset the current sentiment. And also, if there isn't any clear, discernible sentiment where it's obvious, in other words, what do I mean by that? Where the market collectively is expecting it to go down or is expecting it to go up. They'll use these short-term intraday charts to cause these real dynamic dives lower or rallies higher. And then what you'll do is you'll see that and say, oh, well, shit, I was probably wrong. Let me change course and go the other direction. Watch the YouTubers that do live streams. Listen how they talk. Watch their body language. I love that they have the courage and the balls to get out there and do that because it's a wonderful human experiment to study how often they can convince themselves that they're absolutely